One thing I've just always been intrigued about, you are such a long-standing career you have, but you have never been properly linked to anybody. Is it a good management or is it, you stay away from?
It's a conscious decision. There are beautiful women in the industry, and beauty is something that you cannot avoid. And I'd be lying if I say I haven't been attracted to someone. I mean, not in particular, but because I believe it's a thin line, I know the difference between losing and gaining. What do I gain? And how much do I lose? Is what has kept me sane. It's like alcohol. तो क्यों पीता नहीं पीना. I've never had a drink. I don't like it. So I've always been someone who's been very clear about what I want to do. And fortunately for me, I was seeing Mana for 9 years. I got married the year I was doing films. Everybody is hiding their girlfriends, and here I am marrying the girl and saying, so I know the romantic part of me is finished. It does affect. But I said, to heck with it, yeah. Career or family? For me, family always comes first. It came before work also. जैसे नहीं काम ये होता है, ऐसे तेल लगाने गया family हो तो सब काम भी आ जाता है. So it's because of the conscious decision of saying no attraction, no nothing. Let me stay focused. It's worked for me, and I've been fortunate enough. And nothing hides from the media. Honestly, see, media से छुप जाएगा, लेकिन जो तरापे पे वो lightman बैठते ना, they know absolutely everything. Who's the good guy? Who's the bad guy? Who does what? Because we don't realize. It's like a camera now, CCTV camera. They were the CCTV cameras sitting on top, and the word goes from them. कि बाबा अच्छा है, समा भाई बहुत अच्छे इंसान है. They, when you get tags in the industry, whether it's Dada, whether it's Baba, whether it's Bhai, whether it's Anna, anything, this is not given by our colleagues. This is given by the workers. And when the workers give you, that's the stamp that we believe in them. That's why today, any one of us do this, and you'll have 20,000 or 20 lakh workers saying, we support you fully. There's a reason we fail. Maybe we might fail on a Friday, I might fail on a Friday, but it hasn't affected my relationship with my people, with whom we work. And that's because they observe from the top. I used to always tell journalist friends like you, editor friends like you, कि यार genuine ना बहुत अच्छा इंसान है. ऐसे अगर इंसान कैसा है पता करना है, go and ask the worker on top, go and ask the dancers, go and ask the fighter boys, कि जब तकलीफ होती है तुम किसको फोन लगाते हो, तुम कहाँ जाओ. They'll give you exactly 6 names I'll give you, and they'll give you 6 names. 7th name they will not give you also. But that side is never seen because the media doesn't want to see that side of it. Like I said.
But with you, sorry to interrupt, but with you, there has been an exception. And I think in my career, I must have published more than 10-15 stories about you earning a lot of goodwill, or you being appreciated by one and all.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So I think we survived these many years is because of the goodwill, in our relationships. And I gave so much failure when I was trying to do comedy. But someone, whether down the line, if there was a good role, the director will always say, "Acha ladka hai yaar, de do yaar." So it didn't matter. Box office didn't matter all the time.
We were talking about discipline. For a person who has been disciplined for so long, for so many years, what would you say to a 16-year-old for whom fun is all about indiscipline? Fun is all about boozing or just fagging, or
But I feel you can't tell the kids anything. You need to tell the parents. Like I said, you can't tell them anything. You lead by example there. Someone said today, somebody came down and he says, "Beta, jao, photo lo, uncle ke saath, photo lo." Very irritating guy. He's been irritating me since yesterday. Photo lo. Then he's telling his son, "Jao, ऐसे नहीं हो, uncle के जैसे body नहीं चाहिए." I said, बाप के जैसे body हो जाएगा तब जाके वो body बनाएगा ना, uncle के लिए क्यों बनाएगा? अरे आपका इतना बड़ा पेट है, आप 30 साल के भी नहीं हो, आपकी हालत देख. I told him because I couldn't keep it. वो पापा के जैसे बनेगा कि uncle के जैसे बनेगा? So his wife would say, हाँ मैं इनको बोल रही हूँ हमेशा. What do you do? So it's basically parents. And my funders were clear. What changed my life? Martial arts. I realized when I was training, I wanted to be Bruce Lee. I wanted to be strong. What does he do? No drinks, no smoke, no things. So it was taboo for me. Those were the decisions I took. Nobody influenced me. Bruce Lee influenced me. Even when I left my home, the poster of Bruce Lee that I had cut out and kept, when I left and moved home, I was 23 or 24. That poster, they removed, and the paint of the color was the old paint. They had painted around it with the fear कि इसके poster को हाथ मत लगा. Which probably my mother, my father, the painter, everybody thought, ये मत हाथ लगा. Yeah? So that was my decision. So if children, you influence them, you can influence them till a certain age. First you could influence them till they were 17, 18, now 7, 8. After that, they are not in your control. Because the iPad, WhatsApp, everything is taken over. So if you can influence them and get them into a sport, it will change their life. Because then they have a goal. Always. Padhai. All those who are brilliant in school were always nerds. But a sports captain or a good sportsman was always looked up as a hero. So even with Aahan, when he was 9, I had said, he was playing soccer, martial arts, discipline them. Then we don't have to say anything. The form of art disciplines them. So it's important that you get them into painting or you get them into music or anything that they'd like to do.
You are, looking at least 20 years younger than what you are. I remember meeting you when you were 48. You said that I would be having 8 packs when I'm 50, which you did, and now you're just getting younger, fitter by the day. So how is it happening? How do you?
I guess because somewhere down the line it's pre-planned, and I honestly believe that if you have a control of your mind, you can actually script things for yourself when it comes to fitness or your body control can be tremendous. That's something that I decided to do, that the older I get, I'll try and stay as fit as possible. I took a sabbatical. It's been over 2.5 years that I've not had a film, I'm not interested in anything, where I got time to myself. I got time to understand the business of more than the business, the industry of wellness. That was my passion. Did the things that I wanted to do, followed my passion with sport, whether it was squash, whether it was cricket. I started enjoying myself a lot more. At the same time, making sure that, I've got kids whose careers are up there and about to take off, whom I wanted to spend time on and with, which I did. So I think all this helped me to understand food so much better and what I want to do so much better. I think it's a result of this major sabbatical, which I feel everybody in their life at some stage or the other should take to understand and decide what do we want to do next. And for me now, it's the next that I'm doing. There's so many exciting things I'm doing, whether it's on the digital platform or whether it's on the DTH and wellness platform.
One thing, there is a difference between you and Amir. Amir just tends to exploit his body a lot because of his roles and all that. We have never seen you doing that. You are just you're getting healthier and you're getting fitter.
See, that's because I've been. Fitness came to me naturally, and when I came into the industry, I didn't develop a body to become a part of the industry. I developed my body because I liked it. I wanted to play cricket and sport for the country, and I believed when I first met the guy who influenced me the most is Sir Vivian Richards. When I met him and asked him, how come you have these forearms and this size for a cricketer? And he says, because I can hit the ball harder, and I'm fit and I'm as agile and flexible. That's what got me ticking, and that's when I started my bodybuilding, thinking I'm going to hit harder. I couldn't play cricket, but that advantage moved on to martial arts, and that moved on to movies. So I never really experimented. It was about my body language. If I wanted to expose a body, I exposed my body. If I didn't want to, and I was doing comedy, I dropped my body language. With Amir, I think Amir cultivated this after Ghazni, but hats off to him. I mean, it's impossible to go through the change that he's gone through for his upcoming film. I met him somewhere and I remember chatting with him, and the kind of weight he was holding his stomach and playing with it. And me being in the business of fitness and being a passionate fitness guy, I wondered, how long is it going to take to bloody get this off? Because it's bad fat, you know. But he's managed to do it and see his physique today. So hats off. Whatever he's doing is working for him. But I feel we shouldn't play with it too much because it can be harmful, such drastic changes to your body. But hats off. I don't think there's any actor who would go through what he's going through.
I remember having a conversation with Amir where he told a story where he was addressing to a woman his age only, or maybe slightly younger than him, as auntie throughout the conversation, and those were Three Idiots times. He was preparing for a much younger role. The fundamental that he spoke about was that he was thinking quite young as well, and this young. So does it happen? I mean, do you mentally as well?
I guess Amir is one of those actors who's different. Someone who believes in a character and gets involved in it completely. And again, it depends from actor to actor. But he's managed it. You see him in Three Idiots, he looks like a college kid. We try to do that role, somebody would laugh at us, but it's worked for him, and that's his mantra. That's the way he designs his roles, which is awesome. But I honestly believe age is a number. Of course, you slow down. I can't compare my fitness to a 21-year-old's fitness. Yes, if I pushed, I'd probably be better than him, but I still can't have that speed, won't have that flexibility, won't have that recovery, won't have that appetite to burn that much faster. If I eat something, I'll have to, it'll take me 10 more days to burn out the kind of stuff I would burn otherwise naturally. So age has its advantages that you can't touch.
So who's fitter among you and your son?
I think my son's of a different league altogether. I did martial arts and I thought I was good. But when I see him train today, I mean, it's like seeing a yesteryear cricketer in their peak fielding and a Virat Kohli fielding today. It's insane that the boys managed to do the kind of application. That's because medicine has evolved, sports has evolved, formats have evolved, training has evolved, trainers have evolved, diet has evolved, which we were never aware of earlier. So I think that is the difference, which my son Aahan is aware of and has the facilities, has the best people training him. I always believed I didn't want a yo brother training him. I wanted a guru training him. So that guru-shishya relationship, that culture continues, which today, fortunately for me, because of my connects, I've managed for him. And if you see him in front of his trainer, you would believe that that's the guru and that's the shishya. So he's 10 notches above me. 10 notches above.
Anand, there is a lot of conversation and a lot of reports or news being spread about your son's induction in Bollywood. So nothing has been come from your side?
No, I mean, he is signing. I don't know who's going to end up launching him, but there is Salman who's very, very keen and, like a mentor and a guru to him. So let's see, but definitely next year. Definitely early next year, and probably look at 2018 as his release year.
So he's into music as well. He sings well.
He's a musician. He's a artist. He's a lead guitarist and a singer. He's passionate about music. That is something that I always want him to do. His father was always called the hero with two left feet. So I never wanted it to be that way. So he's packaged. He's trained. I wasn't a trained actor, and I got a chance, and I said, one life to live, give it a shot. It was called Wooden, all sorts of names, but it didn't matter to me. Success is what finally matters. Nobody dictates. Not one man's review cannot be the be-all and end-all of judgment, because those very people ended up becoming directors, and the films didn't see the light of day. They don't write anymore. It's a certain frustration that they have, and you venture out. Finally, it's the box office. Whoever does whatever is doing it for profits. There's passion, and art can only take you that far. You need the monies to make the film. So if you're being practical, then it's awesome. I mean, a film that works is a film that works, period.
You have earned a lot of goodwill. I've been knowing you for past 10 years. So I'm yet to meet a single person who speaks ill about you, who doesn't speak fondly about you. Was it by default or was it by design?
No, absolutely default. I'm someone who's very content. Nobody intimidates me. Nobody gives me a complex. I believe if whatever talent you have in you, if you believe in it, you can go ahead and work on it. I was good at action. They called me wooden. So I mastered action. I did the kind of stunts nobody would even dream of doing, even today. They were death-defying stunts. They were death-defying stunts because my audience woke up and said, "Shit, this guy's crazy. Pagal hai, alag hai." But wo alag ke chakkar mein, you got the tag of an action hero. Once I had that tag, I took the liberty. I'm probably one of the only actors who's done all kinds of films, whether it's absolute out-and-out comedy with Gopi Kishan or Hera Fairy, to patriotic films like A Border, or action films like Ant and Mohra, and romance like Dhadkan, or socially relevant films like Red Alert or Hututu, or any of them. I've done drastic stuff. So I took my chances. I failed. I saw success. I saw failure. But that's okay. And if it is, people, I share a good relationship, is because, like I said, I'm not complexed. So anybody's and everybody's success matters to me. I wish good for them, and I also pray that I do well. So when you have that kind of a mindset, it doesn't matter. If you tell me something and if I don't listen to you, how does it matter to me? What matters to me is mom, dad, how am I treating them? How am I treating my family? Do my friends still believe in me? The rest of the world never matters. Otherwise, today's generation will not survive with the kind of flack that they get. Desperate people. I was going through Instagram and I saw someone saying "chudel" to Athiya. And what? How could you use such a strong word unless it's not come from your own family? Maybe your father calls your mother that, or your mother calls her sister that. It's what your upbringing is. So that side of it, and probably Athiya has gone through it and not even realized what it is. So it's. They always say that parents are worried that their children are not listening to them. I always say a parent should be worried that their children are watching them. You can tell your child 100 things out from here. But what you do, what she sees her dad do, or what mom does, is what is a part of her. So in today's world, the children have to learn to say, "Ye nahi yaar, chodo na, it doesn't matter to me." Yeah, good things are being said, positive. I'll take the positives and move ahead.
Talking about being positive, you have been the most or one of the most unaffected actors, by highs and lows that you have seen.
Absolutely.
I have interacted with Athiya during the release of Hero. She's the most well-behaved kid for sure. But is she also has this particular faculty of remaining unaffected has passed on?
Like I said, it's the confidence that come from home. I live with my parents even today. She lives with her grandparents, and they've seen them they aren't affected with anything. My mom or my father or my dad, mom maybe once, has never visited a set in their life. And for them, it doesn't matter. I mean, you come home and it'll be the simplest home in the world. So I think all this comes from them. Success, failure. Like I said, I have designed myself mentally now. I know when a film failed, I cribbed for 15 days. But then I moved on. And when I saw the time span, I realized anything that I go through, business-wise or career-wise, 4 days is disaster for me. Then I decided, why should I let these 4 days affect me? Let it be for that moment and say, work on the next. Forget it. Mentally, you are in control. If you are mentally in control of yourself, and this is life's experiences, this is not reading, this is nothing. If you're mentally in control of yourself, you can dictate any part of your feeling, your body, your personality, anything and everything. Because it has to. परसों सब ठीक ही हो जाएगा. It's like somebody was telling me, I heard turbulence on flight. I hate it. I'm so scared. I said, what's happened? How many times it's happened? Hundreds of times it's happened. I said, yeah, what's the end result? Nothing. We've landed. So I said, then believe you're going to land only, na? Why will it be that you're going? So the minute you think that way, things will start changing.
There is one paradox about careers of Athiya and Aahan both. Both of them have been brought up like non-filmy kids in your family. Now both of them are Athiya has already joined, and is just slated to join Bollywood. Is it more difficult for them, or is it easier for them?
No, it's never difficult for a star kid. Too many expectations. Like I said, social media and this generation wants to pounce on them, saying they don't deserve to be there. Not realizing that every father or every son generally follows his father, or there's a handover. If it's an architect's child, general tendency is architecture, fascination for buildings. Mom and dad are speaking that language, so you grow up in that atmosphere. So why not? But that may be an advantage for the first. But after that, it's you. Tia's first is released, and now she's struggling for her second and third. In the sense, knows what to say. She's content. Again, that confidence comes from home. Her mom is non-filmy. Is clueless about what is happening. Never once doubted me. Never asked me a question. Read a magazine. Never got affected. But Tia also now realizes that she should do the right kind of work. She's got 30 endorsements, but she's endorsed products that are international, that are quality. So she's again very content and has some amazing films, which, I've always told her, announce your films. I think let the producers announce it. Talk about it when it's coming close to release. Because you never know what will release, what won't. My biggest films haven't released to date, and the little ones have had released.
Has it got to do with some being financially well off as well, this sense of security that comes in?
Not financially. I think emotionally very, very secure. When you can fall back on dad, mom, brother, family, friends, you're so strong. And emotional security. If you're not emotionally secure, what will you do with the money? What will you do? And I'm not bullshitting again. It is pure emotional security. When you're emotionally secure and dad says, God, there doesn't matter, struggle, we are there. With whatever little we have, we will manage. It happens, no? People manage on a salary. Today there are people who are running a house in 5,000 rupees a month, yeah? That also sending it to the village and managing it. How does one manage that? So financial security is of course important, but emotionally being secure is the be all and end all of everything, and that only friends and family can give you. Nobody else can give you.
So talking about your sabbatical, there are a lot of rumors that you're coming up with something huge. In this.
I am. Especially in the space of. I've been fortunate to have Tata Sky as my partners, and gave me a chance to do something on fitness called Active Fitness. With them, there are other platforms that I'm working on. There are some digital platforms that I'm working on. I belong to the entertainment industry, so naturally it's going to be there. I want to make a difference when it comes to kids who are outside of Mumbai. It doesn't have to be Mumbai that is the be all and end all of anything when it comes to showbiz. So I'm working on something like that to make Mumbai approachable to any and everybody sitting where they are. So it's something that we're working on.
By Mumbai, you mean Bollywood?
Yeah.
So it's going to be a help.
Anybody to do with entertainment, anybody who has the talent should get that one chance to exhibit that talent. The rest, if it works, good for them in whatever little way. Every kid who comes from India's Got Talent or comes to a Sony Indian Idol or something, Even they might not win that title, but they win a lot of hearts. They get a lot of work, and very settled in life. Yeah.
Whatever you're doing, would you like to communicate it to youngsters of small cities like Nagpur?
Yeah, that definitely you don't have to quit education, grab a whole lot of money and run to the city. Don't compromise for anything that you want to do, especially when as dangerous for boys as it is for young girls. If you have the talent, you'll make it. There is no shortcut to success, and with that comes a lot. So believe in yourself, believe in your talent, complete your education, and manage that livelihood for yourself, but don't forget that dream. Let that dream, that passion be there, of wanting to act, wanting to be an entertainer. It's the most beautiful thing. And I started off as a restaurateur. I wanted to play cricket, then I went into martial arts, trained the ITBP, trained Maharashtra Police, went on to join Dad's business. I continued my education. I continued working. My break had to come. It came through martial arts. They saw me on stage and said, he fights. Will you do an action film? And I said, yeah. No, I didn't know the A of acting. But like I said, I learned and made my niche and a place for myself.
The one thing is that you have been an excellent, brilliant business mind. You have been doing businesses for quite some time. Now you are working with quite young people, as you mentioned about the startup as well. Yeah, and in your own setup as well, people say that you have very young people.
Yeah, I have total bachchas in my.
But do you see that there is this startup culture or this startup bug that has bitten almost everybody? They are innovating a lot, and they are just becoming, if not ridiculous, they are becoming irrelevant. Their ideas tend to become irrelevant because of over innovation, and there is hardly any conventional discipline that you need to pursue a business. Do you see that kind of
Absolutely. That's because the venture capitalists have come in and they're giving the kids the money and they're burning it. Let them start doing startups with their own money, their own father's money, and then you'll see everything streamlined. Flying in jets, meeting for big lunches, big dinners, five-star hotel meetings to discuss business is not necessary. With me, I have a core team. I have a very small team, but I have very hardworking, a lot of kids. They are directly connected with the equity in the company. They have equity in the company, and suddenly you see them working differently because then they start valuing that. So I think it's again, if the kids believe that burning the venture capitalist money is growing in valuation, I think that'll end sooner or later. Finally, you'll have to see profits at the end of the day before you can value your company and sell it. It's important. But at the same time, the kids have some amazing ideas, and for me, it's a mix of my experience because I've seen a lot of failure in business. People have only seen what has worked for me. There's so much that has not worked for me. But like I said, because it's business, nobody knows about it. They only see this side. If it was films, they say, "Oh, itni picture hai, uski nahi chali," So it's that mix that is working, and I only listen, and even when I talk, I say, guys, I may be totally wrong, but does this work? And they say, no, sir. If this is how we make it work, it'll work. So it's a perfect situation where I'm concerned. Filling it with youth. On the financial side, you bring in the old hands who do physical work, so they know where they're spending, whether 5 cups of tea have gone extra, and it makes a difference finally.
So Salman Khan had launched your daughter Athiya, and there are rumors that he's going to launch your son Aahan as well.
Yeah.
But you are an influential celebrity and a powerful celebrity as well. So didn't you ever think of launching your kids?
No, I didn't, because the pressures are too much. And if I fail, I don't want to believe that I'm a father who's failed. I want to give him the best, and Salman is the best. Forget from a launch position or the kind of film that he makes. He's passionate about what he does. He loves my son, and if if it's him, then I'd be very, very happy. But Aahan has been fortunate, has been getting a lot of offers. Finally, we'll decide which subject is the best, and it'll always be with Salman's blessing.
So apparently you cried at your daughter's debut movie, Hero, because Suraj Pancholi got emotional. So what made you so emotional there?
Basically I'm a very emotional person. I cry when my country wins. I cry when we lose. And that's an emotion which I believe is very, very beautiful. And that's one way of expressing and telling people how much you care, how much you love them, and why not? And men should cry.
So you are friends with Salman Khan. What do you have to say about the controversy surrounding Salman Khan about the rape comment?
I mean, we're human, yeah. We make mistakes. But when someone says, I'm going to kill myself, is he going to kill themselves? He respects the women in his life, whether it's his own mother or whether it's Helen G. He treats her like his own mother. Whether it's Arpita, whether it's baby, it's the same love. He does millions of things for charity. Every time you're at a shoot, you'll see a mother with a child, whether it's cancer, whether it's bone marrow, whether it's anything. He's constantly doing something. So I am asking the question as to, I'm not saying what he said is right. Even he's aware. He immediately says, oh shit, I think it came in the wrong context. And when that happens, I think we should be good enough to let go. A lot of the channels let go. But there was
he clarified that my intentions were not wrong.
We all know, his intentions are not wrong. A girl is on the middle of a street abusing someone. She doesn't mean that. She's abusing him because she is frustrated. I think it was one of the at the spur of the moment things that he just said, and it got blown off. I know his intentions are not wrong. I know him as a friend. Each one has the right to judge him the way he wants. And analyze, criticize for what he says. From an outsider, for a woman, when you hear a statement like that, you say, "What the hell? Yeah, is he crazy?" But for someone who's known him forever, I feel, spare him.
Talking about Salman Khan's controversy once again, whatever he said, this is usually, I must have heard that millions times.
Exactly.
Do you feel that you actors or you stars are constantly under the spotlight?
No, I feel unfortunately today the media is depending on news to sensationalize it. Anything good that is happening, I mean, why don't we pick up that camera and go to Salman's set and see how many good deeds he's doing per day? Will that make a difference? It won't make a difference. I mean, death, murder. We won the Western way, highlighting all this. This was never there before. I mean, 10 years back or 8 years back, when we were growing up and peaking out, it was never like this. Today, controversy is what is selling. And like any other business, they'll sell what is selling. So this, even before news is out, it's breaking news. And floods in Mumbai. We've always seen floods in Mumbai. Today, there's so much panic that is spread that Mumbai comes to a grinding halt. I went to the restaurant with so much water. Not to do business, but to see that my cables were right and my boys were safe and whether they had moved the machines to the right floor. Today, it's packed up means you just wait there, it's any insurance mere ko de dega. I think we've fallen into a system that's very dangerous. Yeah.
Talking about your businesses, you are still managing multiple businesses. So what's the closest to your heart?
I think now it's the wellness, because I've found my space there. It's something that I know, like the back of my palm. I can make a difference to someone when you talk wellness. It could be anything to do with health. Read a lot about it, know a lot about food when it comes to that, which is finally the only thing that is disturbing to each and every one of us. We'll have our period when it comes to failure. She has a bad day at work, she'll say 2 days, and then boss will be okay, we'll manage, and you manage it. But when there's a health issue at home, that will never let go of you. Dad is unwell, mom is unwell, wife is unwell, brother is unwell, children are unwell. So I think this preventive wellness thing that I've got into, I think is the biggest high. Because for us it is about बीमार गिरो ही मत यार, इम्यूनिटी सिस्टम को स्ट्रॉन्ग कर दो. बीमार गिरो मत यानी not God's do it, but if you work on your immunity, then automatically you'll be healthy.
But do you see this generation being, they are very ambitious about, making good bodies and, being so-called fit, but they are not healthy at large. They are not following a good.
Yeah, that's because multinationals are coming and selling their powders here. 30% is what the trainers are getting, so they are pushing it in the clubs. That's exactly what we want to do. I want to educate people about food. If you see India, it's so diverse, and if you're talking about 29 states, then you're talking about cuisines that are magical. Yeah, South has something magical, North has something magical. So what we're trying to do is call it the healing foods of India, and trying to put it out on the map there, telling people that if you're in your own city, there is something about it that can work for you in the way of food, educating people. So I think that's why this wellness thing has really worked for me.
So there's a general perception among people that Mumbai is considered one of the safest cities in the country. But then you said that after Bal Thackeray's demise, Mumbai is no longer safe because of Uddhav Thackeray and Raj Thackeray's split. So do you still feel Mumbai
Absolutely,
is unsafe? Because you have a working daughter. Does it
when the shakas now, you see, Mumbai is not safe as when Balasaheb was there. Definitely there were shakas, and every shaka had this thing. Politically, whatever may be the issues that we have, we will continue to complain about people who are in power and people who are doing, because we only look at it from our point of view. Arey mera ye nahi hua yaar, so he's a bad guy. Mera wo nahi hua. Not understanding. The shakas took care of every street like it was their own. Every daughter in that was Maza Shakacha, and they would protect them. That is missing. So the eyes of every street are missing now. So naturally then there's a lot of development. It's beautiful to say that there are 10 buildings that will go and one tall building will come up and there'll be a green area there. But what is the green area? It's within the premises. There's this 500-meter long wall that comes up. There's one security guard standing there. There's CC cameras standing there. That's it. That 500 meters doesn't have a soul at night. Can that girl walk from one building to another? No, you have to take a cab or you have to take a car. So all this is affecting the security of Mumbai, and it will continue to affect. Like it has happened in the West. I'm telling you, we are just aping the West. You go downtown New York, you go downtown Chicago, you go downtown, you can't walk. Because they're bootleggers, they're alcoholics, they're drug addicts, homeless people who are just sleeping there. So it's dangerous.
So you're a father of a working woman, a star, so who's into traveling and late night movie shoots. So how does it worry you?
I think she has a great team, and I think with little girls and girls today, they are confident enough to Fortunately, Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao is a movement that is taking and growing and growing fast. So I think with the right kind of security and the right kind of knowledge and what they want to do, it's much better.
So unlike several actors, you don't belong to any Bollywood camp like the Kapoors or Bhatts or Khans, but still you have carved a niche for yourself. So what's your success mantra?
Like I said, I've been content. Failure hasn't affected me. It affects me, but I've never shown the world that it affects me. I'm not cried over anything, and I honestly believe that you cannot get work because you're just a part of a camp. If you sell, you'll get work. If you don't sell, you won't get work, and that's as simple as that.
So at 55, you're an actor, businessman, you've been a producer, the captain of a celebrity cricket league and so on. So how do you manage to stay so fit?
It's an obsession with me. It's like saying, do you go to work without a shower?
No.
Do you go without brushing?
No.
You don't. You sleep every day?
Yeah.
Exactly. Make it a part of your system and it falls into place. It is a part of my system. When I get up, the first thing I do is probably today, because of age and everything, get into my yoga, I don't go into the asanas and go crazy. I do exactly what works for me, and that needs to work for me. But I go into my pranayams and I do my breathing because that needs to settle me down, that needs to give me the energy, that needs to wake me up. And I do my bit of my training in the evening. I follow a system. I've always followed a system of food. It's compulsory that we have one major meal together. It's compulsory that we do certain things together. If you put that in your curriculum, it'll automatically happen. And all of us know that we need to work to make money. We need money to fulfill our basic needs. So this is for your body, and you have to do it.
So how was your feeling when your father inaugurated your interior design showroom at Worli, which had one of the restaurants where your father used to work and used to clean plates there? So how was that moment for you?
I think one of the best moments, and that's why it's never been about a celebrity for me opening this or opening that, making an impact. You always believe that it'll be successful if the right individual comes and does that. Yeah, my dad worked there as a cleaner boy. I also still have his the first safe that he had got, and that's the first thing we did, was make him buy something and put that money in that safe, and it still remains safe in that safe.
So you come from an old school of thought where you feel that the less the audience sees an actor, the better it is for the actor.
Absolutely.
But considering the fierce competition and heavy promotions, do you think this thought still would
work? It works, but the stats don't show so, but at the same time, things are moving so fast. Instagram, Twitter, social media is also very, very good. Is because then nobody can dictate terms with you. Your voice. Salman Khan puts that voice out and tells his fans that you all know I didn't mean that. They will always remain his fans. They won't listen to you or me or anybody else. So I think that's important, and that I've also seen that work with the Mumbai Police and the Mumbai Police Commissioner. From the day he started his social media, and his tweets are going out telling the citizens and warning the people, no media has affected him at all. So I think somewhere down the line it's good, but for me still less is more.
So we spoke about the variety of roles that you have done, but like Rishi Kapoor and Amitabh Bachchan, they have reinvented themselves in their second innings by donning different and challenging roles. So do we get to see a different Suniel Shetty anytime soon?
Hopefully, yes. Very, very soon. But it's not that I took a sabbatical. I have not retired. And it's because I need to reinvent myself. See, I'm also at a disadvantage. Staying fit and being lean is, dhobi ka kutta like they say, na gali ka na ghat ka. So nor am I young, nor am I old. Yeah. So if I had put on weight and had this fatherly and that kind of a look, it would have worked. So they're very limited roles for me, if you see from that perspective. But no, I'm doing interesting stuff. And what is good is I'm saying no. And I love that feeling of saying no, not being happy with what I'm getting. But I'm doing some interesting stuff. I mean, whether it's a look or whether it's a beard or whether it's the hair, there's a reason why you do what you do, and I'm doing it.
So people have been discussing your new look on Twitter, and it's usually the guys in 20s who are sporting this look, but you are one of those who's looking absolutely great in this, and which is for a men's grooming brand called Beardo, for which you're the brand mentor. So please tell us something about it.
I think the brand came to me after they saw my beard, because somehow they had done the logo and I look like that. So they came to me, a young lot from Ahmedabad, management boys, and said, sir, we want you to be the ambassador. I said, ambassadors cost a lot of money. They said, yes, sir, but we're a startup, and I'm from New York, and the other guy was from Ahmedabad, and one from London. So I said, so doesn't mean I do it for free. There's a certain MG and stuff like that you have to work on. So they came back and worked on a formula, and they said, does this work for you? Our growth is your growth. And I said, startups, they're like my children. I said, go ahead and do that. And fortunately, it worked like magic, and today, probably one of the numero uno brands of men's grooming products in the country. So it happened by chance. Of course I grew my beard for a film and a look for something, but it's ended up with me getting a lot of endorsements. And I think, everything works at the right time. Age, fitness, people find me extremely fit now because I'm 55. If I was 21, there were 2,000 of them who are as fit. So everything is appreciated at the right time.
So I would like to ask, what's the worst part of being an actor? Like you said, you're very content with everything. So
Friday. Failure, whether you can handle failure. That's the only fear I had for Athiya was, and Aahan, both very soft. Lived with their grandparents, so extremely emotional. And that's the only thing I fear, will they be able to handle that pressure? So far it's been good. Athiya has managed very, very well for herself. So I only hope that because I always tell them, be talented enough to move on in life if you fail. See, you're here. What you take up today doesn't work for you. You move on to something else. You have a passion for fashion. Fashion works for you. Nobody will complain. They've said you moved on in life. In films, if you fail, the person, any random guy, वो अरे छोड़ो ना उसकी तो पिक्चर ही नहीं चलती. मैंने आपको कुछ किया ही नहीं है, but how do you control people? Yeah. How do you control people? And you have to learn. I keep telling her that believe that you have got a good 7, 8, 10 years. After that, the next kid will come. Don't feel bad because they'll grab the limelight. It's a part and parcel of it. I've got so many kids who come to me and they say, "Beta, uncle ka photo le lo, uncle se photo lo." He looks at me like, "Who the hell is this bearded guy?" He's not Tiger Shroff. He's not Varun Dhawan. Who is he? Then they'll say, "Athiya ka papa hai," Then he might, somewhere down the line. If I feel bad about it, I'm an idiot. Why should I? You can't have what your neighbor has, or you can't have what somebody else has. It's
So being an action hero, what is the strangest thing a role ever required you to do?
I think when I had to do comedy, and personally, I'm a prankster and a complete joker when it comes to my friends. They can't do without me because they need me there, because I ape, I mimic, I do all the funny. But my image has been such that nobody believes only that I could do comedy. So that convincing my director, I think, was the most difficult part. And I love playing Gopi more than Kishan.
Mm-hmm.
So whether it was Hera Fairy or anything, I know the line. I'm never over the top in my comedies. I will never do buffoonery to make someone laugh. I'll use the situation to make it laugh. So make people laugh. So I guess it's the dropping of the body language, or convincing someone, no, I can do this role. Give me a chance.
Sir, you said you are a prankster. So is there any story that you can share with us?
I think you should ask my fellow actors. They'll tell you exactly what I've done. The craziest pranks in the world, probably, and smart ones, good ones. Using junior artists who look like politicians in Hyderabad. There's a junior artist who looked like Chandrababu Naidu, and Chandrababu Naidu was a genius chief minister who changed Hyderabad to a different city altogether. So I got a duplicate of his who looks exactly like him, made him dress like that, created a whole scene, used dogs, cars, lights, and made this chief minister come in, whereas he got out. And I conned the entire 70% of the unit, believing it was Chandrababu Naidu. Mahima Chaudhary spent hours with him talking. He spoke Telugu, she spoke English. They didn't understand each other, but she kept doing this. And I was translating, who has no clue about Telugu. I'm saying, he thinks you're very pretty, thank you, sir, thank you. He said he saw Dhadkan, he loved you in Dhadkan. Thank you. So, and it was a full 1 hour, 2 hour act. Dogs, sniffer dogs. And in the daytime, those dogs were shooting for us. But when you don't think, you don't think. We were in the Bandipur jungles. Everybody is talking about Virappan, sandalwood, Virappan, sandalwood. So I got sandalwood sent from the market and I put it on a tree. And it was a stump actually. And it was the backdrop of one of our scenes. In the evening when we packed up, morning we came, somebody had cut it. Made small pieces thinking it was sandalwood. So we done whacked out stuff like that. But we were a unit. We spent time together. We ate together. We did everything together.
So if you get a chance, what role would you label as your favorite? Would it be comedy or an action?
I think that one role that has given me immense respect, and it continues to do that, and it will always continue to do that, is Border and Bhairav Singh. You know, so because I'm at the airport today, the men in uniform are embarrassed to frisk me because they believe I'm one of them. They'll always do, nahi sir, chaliye sir. I said, nahi sir, nahi sir, aap chaliye na. It's because of that character. Because very few people get a chance to portray a real hero. You know, and whether it's 26 Jan or 15th August, you can do what you want, but you'll see me. You will have to see me. Generations will have to see me, because these two dates are marked for patriotic films. So playing that hero, and I spent time during Kargil. You know, during war, I spent 4 days with the boys. When the shelling was on, I saw the whole journey. So all that makes a big difference.
What is the future of this beard now?
Future of the beard, it grows bigger, longer, shorter, curls more, and probably goes a little grayer.
When do you plan to do away with this?
God knows, depends on the role, depends on that work. It's working for me. Why should you do away with something that's working?